Hey guys, this is part 2 of day 179 of New Zealand's biggest gap year, where we had to do 365 activities in 365 days all around New Zealand. That's a lot of numbers. Check out with me at the end of the video when I'm gonna go over all the comments you guys had the first time you watched this video about those super cute little blue penguins. See you then!
Previously on day 179 part 1, we arrived at the Moeraki boulders at high tide, which is really the wrong time to come and see the boulders. Nevertheless, we did arrive in Oamaru at the right time of the year, which is in time for the Victorian Fete. We catch the first day of the Victorian Parade before getting prepared for tonight's activity, which is going to the Oamaru Blue Penguin Colony.
The Little Blue Penguin Colony is really what makes Oamaru famous in New Zealand and what brings Oamaru on top of most itinerary around the South Island. On our way to the Blue Penguin Colony, we check out the massive shag colony which is on the pier right before the building of the Blue Penguin Colony. It's a huge shag colony and there is actually a lot of shags around the world, 36 species in fact, and 12 of those are living in New Zealand. This one here is in full breed. We see a lot of young, which are the ones with the silver feathers, and a lot of adults going back and forth to feed them. And before we even get to the main event, there is heaps more wildlife to check out. After a huge shag colony, we get to see a few seals coming back from a long day fishing and going to rest and bathe in the sun right on the beach. But when we arrive at the Blue Penguin Colony, it's a pretty deserted place. It's a little bit early as the blue penguins are usually coming back ashore when night arrives. So it's a massive area with heaps of little blue penguin houses, but no one's home just yet.
The blue penguins started colonizing here in the 1990s, just a very small colony, but because so many kept coming up onto the shores of Oamaru, the Blue Penguin Colony, which is run by the council here, they set up this artificial environment and a little safe haven for the little blue penguins to come up onto shore and have their very own nesting sites. As soon as the sun goes down, we see the very first raft of little blue penguins, and a raft is a group of penguins making their way to shore. Once the rafts are large enough, they pluck up the courage to start making their way onto the rocky shores, which is a lot less graceful than I expected.
After being bashed by the waves, the little blue penguins are finally making it to dry land and start making their way up to their housing. And I really feel that the usual music that I put behind those videos is really wrong, so let's try something a little bit different for this one. Those little fluff ball wearing tuxedos look like a massive amount of James Bond attacking the shore of Dr. No's hidings. It's really awesome to see them passing right in front of our eyes and making their way to their specially built houses. And the raft keeps on coming one after the other. And it's really interesting to see them wait for each other every single step on the way. They do not do any motions by themselves, or if they do, they kind of try to run and catch up one after the other just to make sure that they always have safety in numbers. It's really awesome.
While we're watching the little blue penguins, we're getting commentary along the way, telling us a lot of facts about these little guys and their lifespans. But as you can see, there's a lot of them just stood around, ruffling their feathers and lifting up their flippers, and this is for them to cool down after swimming in the water. This is because they are such a small animal and they're really well insulated with their feathers, so they do get pretty warm after all that swimming all day out in the ocean. We also learn that the blue penguins are the smallest species of penguins in the world, only growing to about 30 to 33 centimeters. They also live between 8 to 10 years, and the oldest one recorded in the Oamaru Blue Penguin Colony lived up to 21 years old. Just as one group of blue penguins make their way to their nesting boxes, the next raft comes in from the ocean. It's actually really surprising how many blue penguins we're seeing tonight. Usually at the height of the season, there's around 130 breeding pairs here at this colony, and the team at the Oamaru Blue Penguin Colony are keeping a tally of how many individuals are making their way onto shore tonight. And by the end of the night, we are seeing 301 little blue penguins.
The setup at the Blue Penguin Colony is really awesome. First, there is no flash photography allowed, which is understandable as it will really damage the eyes of the blue penguins, but we can see very well because they use special lights that don't disturb the blue penguins and let us see them behave in the wild like if we were not here. Then there is a bit of a fence protecting the little blue penguins from seals and other mammals that will come here and hunt them, and they have a little hole that they can pass through to make their way to their housing. Every single pair of penguin has a house of their own, or at least a little box where they get to live, and they find out where their house is in the dark by calling each other. Every single penguin has a different scream, I'll say, because that's not really a call. But right now, a little team of the world's cutest spire are apparently trying to attack one of the big seals living nearby. Oh well, better luck next time. There is a lot of hope for the little blue penguin colony right here because the little blue penguins are one of the species that we think we can reintroduce even more in the wild here in New Zealand. And this is because it's one of the only species of penguin in the world that actually produces eggs more than once every single year, making it a better chance for them to actually increase their population drastically if we successfully protect them.
Waiting until nightfall has definitely been worth being able to see this huge colony of penguins. They've been super entertaining to watch, and it's been a really fascinating insight into the lives of little blue penguins. As the last call for this evening at 301 little blue penguins is made, there's actually more penguins coming out from the ocean. There's more like the latecomers to the party, and actually up until midnight we will still be seeing little blue penguins making their way from the ocean, actually all over the coast of Oamaru.
It was an awesome evening spent with our little friends, and as we're making our way outside of the little blue penguin colony, we see our last few stranders making their way to their nesting box. They are absolutely precious and super cute. We loved it.
I love the blue penguins. They're so cute.
I actually don't want to go back to the hostel. Do you want to go back through that way over there? Join us tomorrow for more Victorian Oamaru.
Where you are now would be perfect if you stay in there.
Okay, well that's probably how I'm gonna stay.
Cool.
So I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
It's so uncomfortable.
Put your arms in front of me. No. Put your arms in front of you. Use your hands to talk like this.
Alright guys, what did you think about all those little blue penguins? Aren't they the cutest? Alright, so let's go about the comments that you guys had the first time we published it. We had Tamara that says, beautiful, my daughter is there. Thank you very much for the video. You're very welcome, Tamara. Leon, I think it's Leon, say, they're so cute. Good job getting such cute footage in the dark. What time of the year did you visit? I'm thinking about going in the end of February. Also, I'm really curious about how many people were there and if the people in the stand kind of ruined the nature of the experience. So it's a good thing to visit all year round because the penguins go back and forth all year round anyway, so I don't think you have to specifically go at a specific time of the year. And when it comes down to the stands and everything, yeah, it definitely does look more like a stadium than something too natural, but pretty much everybody is super respectful, so for this reason it is kind of okay, and you don't have too much of a disturbed experience, and the whole thing is made in a way, and I explained it during the tour, that it actually doesn't disturb the penguins. Why in the World was laughing at the bass music that happened for the penguins, which I did find kind of funny as well. James and Lauren says, we did the same and it was an incredible experience. You guys had much better weather than us though, lucky you. Hey, sometimes you got to be lucky as well. And then after Xiaoi says, you guys were allowed to take photos or video. I checked their website and it says no camera allowed. Yes, we did ask for a specific authorization in order to do that, in order to be able to do this video and take some photos to illustrate nzpocketguide.com, which is New Zealand's largest travel guide. So we were able to do both of them, but we had a lot of rules to follow and we had some paperwork to do ahead of time. In the meantime, sorry, that's going to wrap it up. So in the meantime, I see you in the next adventure. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.